You guys want to get started?
Yeah,
We'll end it on buttholes.
That's a good ending. Let's go, Marie.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going?
It's going. It's good.
Going.
doing its
Everything's
thing.
going.
It's half a beer in. I'm good to go. You know.
Yeah.
Woohoo! So I have a cold. So if you hear me cough, you guys have to drink. You guys know the rules. You've all been
Yeah.
sick. It's my turn finally. Like, oh, do you guys know what? This is episode 40.
Woohoo!
Woo! We're
Yeah.
so close. We're 12 weeks away then from a full year.
Yes.
It sounds like it. That sounds like
52 weeks, right? I did my math.
That sounds like it's enough weeks. Yeah.
Yes.
11 to 13 weeks will be around our 1 year.
Yeah.
April 1st is
my
the
God.
first episode that aired.
Yeah.
That
that's
wasn't even
exciting.
planned. We're just April Fools. We started a podcast.
Joke's on you.
Jessica, what are you drinking tonight?
I am just drinking beer tonight. I'm being cheap. Christmas, so Christmas.
Yep, that explains everything. Sonia?
I'm just drinking tea because I'm sick, and tea helps my throat feel nice.
Nice. I'm drinking my pee again. My green iced tea.
Like that's like insane. Like
It is so
that
good,
looks like dehydrated. Like you haven't been drinking enough liquid tea. Like it's
Doesn't
Well, it's
taste
because she
like it,
keeps
though.
re-drinking her own pee.
Yeah. I think
It's not
just
getting
get used to the taste,
filtered.
okay?
Yeah.
just getting used to it.
It has its own flavor, okay? Signature flavor.
Oh, gross.
All right. So you guys are gonna like this one. It's a topic you made up a couple of weeks ago.
Okay.
I wrote it in pencil.
Oh,
Drink.
fuck.
Concert experiences.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Yes.
And like the word. Hold on. Feel. Like I feel like I had a good time at the concert.
Sonia feels sick.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
I'm glad we know the definition of words.
Mm-hmm.
Makes this whole podcast thing pretty easy, you know.
I know I have a grade 3 reading comprehension. So like that's great that I learned that word.
Yeah.
But
So does anyone want to go first?
Okay. I guess I will. I was lucky enough to see Linkin Park when Chester was alive.
Ooh, I'm
Yes.
jealous. I never got to.
They were expensive ass tickets for like nosebleed seats. Like I spent like $200 for these tickets, and like we were in like second balcony, like way up at the ACC. But it was still good. It was still a good concert. You know all the words. They played most of their old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it was still a really good concert. The
It's
food was
funny.
expensive.
Well, $200 is cheap now.
Yeah.
Like,
that's funny.
it was expensive back then, but now
Yeah.
that's like, oh wow, you actually got a ticket for under.
Yeah,
It's
for
like,
under
whoa.
$1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that was expensive back then for my seats, and I thought I was gonna be at like floor. I was not.
You pay that much, you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna be smelling the band.
Yeah, I was hoping, but I wasn't. But that was still a good thing. Like that's my major concert that I've ever went to. I went to a bunch of cheap ones, but that was my major big concert. And they played with 30 Seconds to Mars and shit. What's the other
That's a
band that
good
they
band.
played with? Oh yeah, it is good. Well, they're assholes, but I mean
Before the
songs are
cult,
good.
it was
Yeah.
pre-cult.
Yes. And then there was another one. They played the song Miss Murder, I think it is.
AFI.
AFI, that's it. AFI. That was it. So AFI,
Nice, I'm
30 Seconds
jealous.
to Mars, and Linkin Park was who I got to see at that concert. It was like one of my favorites.
I'm so jealous. I didn't my mom has a terrible issue where she'd like tease things I want and then never follow through. She'd take me to like the free class of something, but then never sign me up, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And Avril Lavigne was like big when I was 11. And I grew up just 20 minutes away from where Avril Lavigne grew up. So I was, she was big in our area.
Mhm.
And she was coming to Toronto. And my mom's like, we're going to get you tickets for like your 11th or 12th birthday. And I was like, yeah. But they were too expensive. So we never got the tickets. That's why check prices before you tell your children.
Yeah.
But when I became 16, my grandfather worked at instrument store, like a music store. And they would sell tickets to the local venues for music events at that store. It'd be like you can buy your tickets there. So on the day of concerts, if they had extra tickets, he would give me like a handful and say, there you go, get out of the house for the night, like kind of thing. So I went and saw Kalen Porter live. If you don't know who he is, he was the Canadian Idol that played violin.
Yeah,
He won
way back when. Yeah,
way back when, and he was coming. And I got 3 of my friends together, and we all got super high and went and saw Kalen Porter. So that was my first concert experience.
First ever.
My first ever concert experience.
Nice.
So yeah, that was fun.
Nice.
That
Sonia.
sounds like it. Okay, so I have social anxiety, so concerts have never really been my thing. But I have been able to go to a few. One is it was at like where they filmed Scott Pilgrim versus so that like the Battle of the Bands arena.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, I went there and went to see a few bands and they were great because we went early, so I have to go places early, and then Manafort. So I got a spot like right by the stage. It was great. And I saw a few bands. I don't even remember their names, but they had like a signing at the end, and there was it was the guy from Twilight, Jasper.
I know. Okay, what's his name? 100 Monkeys or something.
It was 100 Monkeys. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. And that was a fun experience. I went with a friend who lived in Toronto. So we like just hung out, and then I had a slumber party at her house after. So it was like a really overall not too stressful, and that's what I classify as a good concert experience.
Yeah, for me, it's like I prefer assigned seating over floor.
Yeah.
like so like I've gone to like concerts, like I saw Boyz II Men, New Kids on the Block, and Paula Abdul when they did that tour together, and I was like, you know what, I'm good with assigned seat. I want a place to sit. I want to enjoy the concert. Like,
I want somewhere for my like nachos to go.
Exactly. Like if I'm going to an arena, I want to sit. The only time I'll like stand and be whatever is like if it's an outdoor festival.
Yeah.
That's the only time I'm like standing and like enjoying it, kind of, depending on the performance, I guess.
I went to a concert with Don Marie one time for New Year's.
In the States. Yes.
Yeah.
We went to see USS.
Yes. And then I didn't actually get to watch USS.
No, you didn't.
Because it was too crowded. So I needed to get air. And they wouldn't let me back in even with my ticket.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And this was in Niagara Falls, New York. Like we were like not even in the country.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, like I just like was having an anxiety attack. I needed to like get some air, and this was like the closest exit. He was like, oh, too bad for you. I was like,
that sucks.
So like I walked all the way back to our hotel because I didn't have my phone, or I had my phone, it was dead. Something happened.
No, you couldn't text because we were in a different country and you can't do the and this is before they even had
that was
like
it.
roaming
like,
and stuff.
plan.
Yeah. And so I couldn't call a cab. Not that I knew what cabs were. So like it's 11 o'clock at night, New Year's, and I'm walking like an hour and a half to our hotel.
It was like only 40 minutes walk.
But I didn't know where I was going.
Yeah.
So like it was a fun concert experience.
At like midnight, because I think the band started at midnight, and that's when you decided to go for your like walk.
No, it was just before. Yeah.
It was just
before.
Literally,
and I was like, okay,
right before.
I need a quick break so I can watch these people in peace. And I didn't get to go back in.
Oh
So-
no.
And I had no way of contacting her.
There was like,
I
yeah,
had no idea.
we were like with another friend, so they're like,
Yes.
"Oh my god, what
And
the
I was
fuck
like-
happened to Sonia?"
Yeah,
You
and I
have
was
like
"Did she fail?"
PTSD from concerts.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like they finally showed up at the hotel. I was like, "Oh my god, I couldn't contact you guys. I wasn't
Yeah.
allowed back in."
And then I so when I first walked back into the hotel room, it was all dark. And I was like, oh shit, like something happened to Sonia. I'm like, fuck, where is she? And then also she's like, hello? And I was like, okay. Okay.
I went to sleep.
I was like, what the
Oh,
fuck? Where
no.
is she? Like, I think that's all she heard was like, what the fuck? Where is she? And she's like, hello? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
just like one of those situations where you separate with your friends. You just hope the best.
Yeah.
Like you're just like, okay, positive thinking.
Yeah.
At least
hope-
you guys had like a point of reference, like the hotel.
Yeah.
Like I think as long as there's like a home base, then it's like okay, if you get lost, go to home base, you know,
Yeah.
and then you're okay.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was. That was a fun experience. I got a donut. There was a donut shop. There were really good donuts.
The
So-
Denny's there was way better than the one in Canada.
Yeah. So when it comes to like American, what are those things? Chain
Restaurants.
places. Yeah. American is always better.
Yeah.
It seems so. Like when
That's
we went
because
to Hooters,
They
that
have
was actually
better.
the best food.
We have stricter like healthy laws, so we don't get like the good fats that
No,
make
we don't get the
everything
lard.
taste good.
Yeah, the tasty stuff. We don't.
Yeah,
get
we don't
none
have
of that.
tasty lard. We use like canola oil. Like,
Something stupid that makes everything taste like garbage.
canola oil. That's big. That and
Canola
vegetable oil. And now avocado oil is the thing, and coconut oil. So like that's even healthier. So-
Coconut oil is actually really bad to eat.
I thought so,
they're
too.
like that's just all that the crunchy people that are like, oh, coconut oil, and then all the health people are like, no, actually, you're not supposed to eat that much coconut oil because they're
Yeah.
using it for everything. They
Yeah.
like cook with it for every meal. It's like
No,
you're
don't do
not that much coconut oil. It's way
It's-
too
It's the best substitute flour, coconut flour.
yeah,
Yeah,
coconut.
you can't-
it's not the coconut that's the problem.
Yeah, it's all the fat.
oil part
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
problem.
Yeah.
No, we have to have coconut oil, not oil. Oh my god, coconut flour in our house.
Yeah, coconut flour is fine. Like
Yeah,
coconut
yeah.
flake,
It's
actual coconut
oil. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like they're like, no, you're not supposed to be eating that much.
I
It's gonna
just
like
use
clog
olive
your
oil.
arteries.
I'm
Just
just.
olive
I
oil
use
for
olive
everything.
oil too.
Yeah.
I use butter because I'm French.
Oh, I use
That
butter
too.
sometimes.
I use butter and olive oil sometimes. I mix it both. I'll put a little pat
Oh,
of butter and like
French.
a little drizzle of olive oil when I'm like frying up chicken, and it tastes so good.
I use butter for very specific things. Like if I'm frying up like onions, I use butter.
Oh yeah, you can't.
You know,
do
like that
caramelized
kind of
onions
stuff?
without
Yeah.
butter. Like it
But-
makes it that much better.
But most other
Pierogies,
things, it's olive oil. Yeah,
butter,
oh
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
pierogies.
potatoes,
So if you want
butter.
something really crispy, definitely put a little bit of pat of butter because it
Yeah.
cooks faster and at a higher. I don't know the science.
The
Okay,
magic of butter. It just
Right.
makes my soul feel good.
but it
like
also
that.
burns faster. So you have to
Yeah.
be really like it has to be like a refry if you're gonna use butter, not a full on cook.
I use
Oh,
it for my fried spaghetti.
Oh, fuck, the other day I was cooking and I was a little high and I went to go put butter in my pan and I'm
remember
like,
this.
why is this shit not melting? And I go to flip it, it's fucking burnt. It wasn't butter. It was mozzarella.
It happens. That's why you need a designated adult.
And you couldn't smell the difference. That's the thing. Like
it
I
just
would have
smelled
smelled.
Bernie. It just smelled Bernie.
I
And
would
was
smell
like,
melted cheese first before I'd smell Bernie.
No,
I would be
it
like,
was just Bernie. It was
It
It
just
just happens.
why does it
so
smell like
fast.
pizza up in here? Like why?
okay. My butter was in a Ziploc baggie. My mozzarella was in a Ziploc baggie.
I do the
They're
same
both
thing, though.
white bricks.
I do the same thing. Either Ziploc bag or I do saran wrap around my stuff. Yeah. So
Yep. And so I
see.
got the baggies mixed up.
I
So-
get it. And then your cheese is by your butter anyway, probably. Like
Yes,
mine.
'Cause you keep
exactly.
in the dairy area.
Yeah. Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, but I do have like a separate shelf for like my butter, and then I have like this whole pantry thing, like shelf drawer thingy for my cheese. However, when I'm opening it and it's like half a little bit, I will put it with my butter just because it's smaller and it can fit there, and then I don't mix my cheeses, and then I
I
probably
just
will have
counter
a
my
Jessica.
butter. My butter stays on the counter.
Yeah,
oh,
no,
I keep mine in the fridge.
no, I have
yeah.
to. Yeah, I like mine like.
Then how do you
cold.
use it? then like you go to use it and then your knife doesn't like
I
go
don't
through
butter
it.
If we
knife
use
them.
it for cooking, you're putting it on a hot pan, it just melts.
Yeah.
I
But
use
for
it for
spread,
everything.
Oh yeah.
Like a spread, I cook with it, I like wash my
If I'm
things.
using it for cookies or like like a spread or whatever, then I pull it out a couple hours earlier.
yeah, and then you wait
Yeah.
till it like softens, and then you do your blendy
And
thing.
same with like cream cheese. If I'm about to use
Yeah.
cream cheese for
You
pull it out, leave it on the counter for a couple hours. Yeah.
so you can just whip it. Yeah.
I use
Um,
lard for cookies. If it wants butter, I use like the like Crisco.
Oh, Crisco, yeah.
I use Crisco for my cinnamon buns. So yeah.
Lard is better for baking.
It
Only
is, though.
cookies. Only cookies.
No, and pie crusts, like
Yeah.
that's.
But for shortbread, I have to use butter because you want that
Yes.
buttery sugar.
You need the butter taste.
Yes, this is baking tips here on Opinionated Lushes.
Always
You know what?
educational.
Like, I'm just saying, like we're all like preparing for baking anyway, so I might as well.
I made these amazing peppermint patties, weed cookies. They're so good, and they're like I made them sugar free, so I can eat them without like
Guilt.
feeling and a sore tummy.
Yeah.
So and then one time like accidentally ate like 5 because I was like, oh, they're so good because they taste like the Girl Guides cookies, and they're so good. And I ate them, and I had 5, and you should only eat 1.
Oh no.
So Sonia had a good trip.
I went to sleep. Like it was not.
It just knocks you out. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I had to pee, but I couldn't. I had to wait for like 6 hours to go to the bathroom.
Well, speaking of concerts, I was just gonna say, my husband opened up for the Chainsmokers back when they were like a big thing, because they did that one song with like Halsey, and he opened for them in Denver at the Red Rocks Amphitheater. And when we went, that was weed had just become legal, so the first weed store I ever went in was in Denver, and we got some cookies because you can't smoke in the hotel rooms. And Chris had 1. He's not, he
was safe.
Yeah, he was safe. But we had to catch a plane the next day, so I finished them. And I also just went to sleep.
But like you get to the point where you're just maybe too high, and like you're laying there and you're like, am I awake or am I sleeping?
Is this like, a dream?
It's like you like sometimes you like feel like you're floating or sinking, like there's like body sensations, and then you're like, am I in a dream? Am I flying in a dream? Like what is happening? And then like you open your eyes and you're like, your husband's there. You're like, oh fuck, no, it's real life.
Yeah, I always wonder if people can hear my thoughts, like when I'm that high, like that. And I'm like,
they got a little paranoia.
Yeah, well, I get major paranoia.
Am I speaking?
I'm like, did you hear that? And then like David was like, did I hear what? I'm like, I guess you didn't. And he's like, what?
I guess I didn't.
And then I'd be like, what time is it? And then he'd tell me. And then like literally 2 minutes later, I'd be like, what time is it? And he'd be like, literally 2 minutes. So I'll be like, no, it was an hour. Don't lie.
Longer.
Okay, for our listeners that maybe didn't listen to previous episodes, when Sonia bakes with weed, you're gonna get fucked up.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, so strong. Like if you're not a trained professional, have a quarter.
Even
whatever.
I always swore.
Even. They
I'm
even like have to split it in half. They're like, hey, hold on.
Okay, no, because my father-in-law had half and then was texting Chris that he was dying. And his heart rate like skyrocketed. He could tell because he wears like an Apple Watch, and he's watching his heart rate go up, and he was sure he was dying after half of Sonia's brownies. So he didn't die. He was fine.
It's fine. Yeah.
He was completely healthy. Like he's healthier than I am. He bikes and stuff. But yeah, he thought he was gonna die for a couple hours because of Sonia's brownies. And he doesn't smoke at all. But yeah, he only had half.
Yeah, I only have like a bite, like a
yeah, no, and you're high for like 3 days.
Yeah,
you
go to bed, you wake up, you're still
and I'm
high.
Still high.
Like, cool.
It's good stuff.
That makes it cheaper, right? Like that's good.
I always buy a load and then just freeze
I know
it.
you do. Yeah. When one time we made a batch and it was like way too strong. like Kyle even had like a brownie, and he's like, oh my god, I don't know what's happening. And then like it was like the worst trip we ever had. We were like trying to get rid of weed because like we're like, okay, like this is the last of it. Let's like make it into a batch. It'll be fine. And I had this whole giant plate, and I only finished half of one. And I was watching Serenity, and like there's this part where there's these like characters called Reavers, and like they popped out of nowhere, and I like peed my pants. I was like, okay, like literally peed my pants. And I was like, okay, I don't need any more. If it's already hitting me after half a brownie, like that means the rest is soon to come. So I accidentally, so I put them on our island. We had like an island counter that I thought was tall enough that the animals couldn't get at.
Oh no.
So yeah, it's okay. Everybody's fine. But that night, Kyle and I were like, oh my God, like I feel so sick. I'm like, oh my God, I'm sinking in this bed. When will it stop? Like I was like, this bed is going to swallow me whole. Like it was not a good, like it was like the longest 6 hours of my life. Like it was, but it felt so much longer. And like Kyle just slept it off, but he kept waking up. Like he has these like not really night terrors, but he wakes up half asleep and there's like giant spiders about to murder him.
Yeah.
Like what is a waking dream? Something. But like he kept having that.
I know what you're talking about. It's sleep
yeah.
Yes.
Like
paralysis.
Yeah,
sleep
and like he thinks he's going to kill these things with fucking pillows. Okay, like I'm like, okay, just calm down. Like if something's gonna murder us, like that's not gonna do it. But then in the morning, the whole plate was gone, and my kids weren't home. But so like the dog Rocket, my biggest dog, ate an entire plate of chocolate brownies. So like we're panicking, and he's just like, oh my God. Just he's like just stoned out of his face. He threw up everywhere because all the chocolate, and he was like, but for 2 days he was just like high. Like we had to like hydrate him and like just take him outside, and like
oh my God.
I was like, oh my God. But I learned my lesson. But like no one should have ate them anyway. But like how high I was for like that 6 hours, my poor dog was like that high for like 2 to 3 days. And
no. And he doesn't even know what's going on. At least you knew you took a weed brownie.
I knew what was happening. But you'd think he would learn never to do that.
Like never touch chocolate again. Like
or like touch anything off the counter or anything like that. But he's actually really good. He gives everybody else trouble. So like if there's like an animal sniffing around stuff on the table, he'll bark like crazy to like give them trouble.
He's telling them the story. He's like, no, you don't know what's up there.
Yeah, it's like no, you don't want that. Like he learned
here's
his lesson,
the tail.
Yeah. So now
this
he's
one time, guys.
Everybody.
This one time, just sit down.
Yeah.
This one time, I gotta tell you.
I'm gonna tell you stories of old country.
Yeah.
But like, or like whenever anyone does anything bad, or like they're not allowed in the basement, so like one of the younger ones will like go downstairs and he'd be like, Mom, they're downstairs. Mom.
It just makes me remember so Sonia would sometimes bring brownies to like the house parties I used to throw, and she would just hand them out, and I used to be running around going, yes, there's weed in them, yes, there's weed in them, yes, there's weed in them, because she would just be handing out a plate or a container of brownies. At a party. Yeah, at a party where everyone's already drinking. Some people were outside smoking, you know. So I'm just walking going, yes, there's brownies. Yes, like, yes, there's weed. Yes, there's weed. And then like I remember I think someone like took a bite and threw it in the garbage. I don't know who it was. I still to this day do not. But I remember Sonia looking in the garbage and going, who threw that in? Like I worked hard on those. Like it was just, yeah, no one copped to it, but yeah.
No, who would? I was like upset.
Yeah, you were genuinely upset. You're like, don't take. Like she was like, just don't take one if you don't want one. Why would you just take a bite and throw it out? Like I'm sure someone would have eaten it. Like it was just.
Yeah, that's. I told people there was weed in them. Like.
There was still people like being like, wait, like
for serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, for serious.
Wait, when you say special, do you mean special?
No, I
or
said
just
marijuana.
special?
I
Yeah.
said these have a lot of weed in them. I said a lot.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't go like, oh, it's just like a little teeny bit. No, like,
I feel like a lot of people though were looking at this like 5-foot woman handing out brownies in a container going, there's marijuana in them a lot. Might have been like still like they're all drunk and they're just like, am I imagining this? Like, you know?
How much weed is a lot of weed? Like, she's got to be
You know,
making it up.
I know a lot of people don't believe me when I
Yeah.
say it's a lot. But
Like what's a lot of weed if you're looking at like, you know, a shorter woman?
Yeah.
You know, her brownies can knock a full grown man over.
Oh, yeah.
But they won't view it that way. They'll look at it and go, oh, I'm gonna take 2. And then they'll be like crying in a corner or something later
Yeah.
on the night.
I did take 2. I'm like, no one's eating enough of these. I made too many. And then like there's a point after I had my 2 brownies. I'm like, oh, I can go to bed. And like there's this taller, lot bigger than me fellow, and he's like, let's go outside, out back. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? I'm falling asleep. I got my like, I carry around like a pregnancy pillow, like
Yep.
it's like a big giant. I'm like, look at me in my little nest here. Like there's no going anywhere. He's like, I'll pick you up, I'll carry you. I'm like,
No.
no, it's sweet that you want me to be included, but like I'm done for the day. It's fine. I have no regrets.
I used to keep like all the blankets and pillows in a corner and just like, if you're gonna crash, here's the corner of blankets and pillows. First come, first serve. I am not responsible for you. Like if you need to crash, you're welcome. Find a floor, grab a pillow.
Couple hours, Don Marie's kicking everybody else out.
Yep.
She's like, it's time to go home. Like, get out, you brownie wasters.
Get out of my not house, okay? Just get out.
It's temporarily your house when you're here.
Like, it's my bedroom. I'm like, you're in my bedroom, okay?
Yeah, I slept at one end of the couch. Don Marie
Yeah.
slept at the other end.
My bedroom.
Yeah. No. I miss those days sometimes. I miss
I do too.
Pre-COVID.
well, I just miss like I miss like having like planning parties. First off,
Yes,
I
because we
love
always did themes.
I know, and I still have all the stuff for our 20s party.
We
All
have,
of it.
Years
we
later.
still have 8 years. We're
We
okay.
still have 8 years. So yeah, so if you need, I have
7 years. We're in 2023 in like a month.
yeah, I have black and gold painted bottles.
Yep.
I have black and gold painted like candle things. I have a bunch of 20s where I have my flapper dress. Like I have so much.
I don't think
so.
mine fits anymore.
It's
So,
like mine, there's no way mine would fit. I'm like double the size of.
yeah.
I'm
Mine
two
was
people now.
stretchy, and I'm not buying another one. So
You're like,
you know,
It'll
It is
just
what
like
it is.
just like cut up the seam and tie it with a shoelace if you have to.
yeah, exactly. You know, whatever you
Or make
see
a corset
at
in
my
the
house,
back.
I'm
Like,
well,
just cut up the back and then just make a corset out of it.
there we go. You know, nothing says 20s.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make one out of duct tape. Like that way.
Yeah,
So-
do it.
Just like the day before, just duct tape my body, and then because it'll take all day, and then I'll sleep in it. And
How
then
you
I'll
use the bathroom?
I'll cut a little straw hole. I don't know.
I was gonna say you're gonna use a catheter.
Like a little bag attached to my
No,
leg.
they have like what those female urinals. We'll just buy her one. Or
Oh,
I
she
know,
can
but
yeah.
I'll
put
have
it
to
in
have like a cup or something. Like,
that is. Have you
attached.
seen one? They
Yeah,
are a cup, and you
but
just,
they remove it. This would I have to keep it. I'd have to like build in underpants that will
That's
hold my
fine.
cup.
and then
That's
you have a
fine, don't
built-in
worry
penis. Like we're good.
Don't worry, we'll figure it out. You
We'll
know.
figure it out. I'll be like Tom Ray, hold my hose.
And I would.
You're like, because I'm a good friend.
I'm such a good girlfriend. Come here.
I'll hold your hose.
I'll aim for you too. We're good.
We can do tricks. We can see. We can like put it like hula hoops. We could like spray it. Like I don't know if you can get more pressure, like a hose. You know, like
I
in a
don't
hose.
think
you
so.
go-
I think if you like maybe push really hard, hold it, and then go.
I'm
You
gonna
gotta,
have to
like
practice.
yeah. Get some like you know, like dartboard things to like aim, and you can practice getting points. We'll make a whole game out of it.
Like the goldfish crackers and the
Oh
swimming.
my
in
gosh.
the-
Yeah. In the toilet bowl.
Yeah, I gotta hit them. But I gotta like Kegels with my what is that part? Urethra?
Yeah.
Urethra.
Yeah.
Urethra.
Aretha.
Reba?
I gotta work that muscle out. The tube.
Yeah, work in the tube.
Yeah. Who is there anyone you want to see in concert that you haven't yet?
Eminem. I think it will kill me, but like I still want to go. Like if I'm gonna die, might as well die there. Because I probably will die there. So
You'll catch
That's where I wanna
whatever disease is going around.
yeah.
Well, I mean, Chris saw Eminem when he was like younger, and that's kind of one of the things that kind of inspired him to like do music. So yeah. Do it.
Apparently
So
they're
maybe it'll
really,
inspire
really
you.
good shows. Like
Yeah.
they're extremely good, well done. But yeah, I would want to see that.
Nice. What about you, Sonia? If you could have the perfect calm concert, who would be on stage?
Shoot. Yeah, I'd see the Bob Burgers guy if he's performing. That'd be great. I forget his name. The actor. He does like
H. John Benjamin.
Yes, yeah. He does the music.
There is
Seth
a band
MacFarlane
on
does the music.
TikTok that the lead singer sounds like H. John Benjamin as Bob's Burgers. I think it's like a metal band too. And yeah, so they're really big on TikTok. I don't remember
I don't.
who they are. Hold on. I'm checking
Mind
my Mind
Palace.
Palace.
Mind Palace. Yeah.
Mind Palace. Cause they were going Bob's Burgers band.
That'd be great if that's her name.
Well, they're not doing it on purpose. Like that's the funny joke of it is like he didn't know he sounded like Bob's Burgers until TikTok found a clip of their song. I was like, this guy sounds like Bob's Burgers.
So like what are you Googling? Are you Googling or searching?
I'm trying to
TikTok
find the video
search?
on TikTok, but I can't remember what the band is. So I'll add it here.
There you go. Dun 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 dun.
Okay.
And like
But there
for
is.
YouTube people, sorry.
Yeah. For the YouTube people, yeah, you'll just have to listen to a regular episode on top of this one.
Both of them.
Yeah, both of them. Just see what the name of that band was, because it's really funny. Because he does sound. I'll put a sound here. And so now they get all the credit, so it's fine. I can use their sound, whatever. Fair use.
Yeah, we'll just put their name in. The guy, Bob Burgers guy.
But H. John Benjamin, yeah, like that would be amazing to see live, I think.
I'd want the whole like family to sing. Like I want him to be there, but like the whole cast there, doing their like Belcher family diddlies.
Yeah.
Like that. They're
Whole
so
tour.
great. Yeah. Like if Glee can go on tour, why can't Bob's Burgers?
Kids Bop goes on tour.
Yeah.
And I
They
don't even
take
know what the-
everybody's songs.
Yeah,
They're song
exactly.
stealers.
Exactly. I'd want to see Richard Cheese.
Who's Richard Cheese?
Oh my god. I was hoping you'd ask.
I was
Just
waiting
put that
for
name out
this.
there. Yeah.
Dick Cheese or Richard Cheese.
Why would you? Is his last name really Cheese?
No.
That's an unfortunate
That's-
last name. Why would you name your kid Richard when you had the last name Cheese? Like that.
Because you hate your life.
Like, you-
No,
You
it's
just
a
wanna laugh?
family name.
yeah. Like Cheese is the last name, but like, think about what you're naming your kids. If he's naming him Richard, like, Dick Cheese is very disgusting.
Okay, so Richard Cheese was on a lot of the playlist I made for our 20s party that never happened, because his whole shtick is he plays with like a jazz band, and he makes like 20s swing music out of like regular like popular songs. And so I'm gonna play you a little bit, and you tell me if you know what song this is.
Okay.
Any guesses yet?
No.
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness.
No way.
Get down with the sickness. Oh.
Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hand and let it flow into me. Get up.
And that is Richard Cheese, and I've been wanting to see him live for 5 years now.
One day.
So yeah, so eventually I'll get to see him live. He plays with like a whole band, and yeah, he does a lot of those songs. I think he did "Truth Hurts" by Lizzo and all that kind of stuff as well. So
That's crazy.
I love Kaz, so I'm gonna have to look up
Richard Cheese.
Okay, he's gonna be on the playlist. So like I listen to music from like YouTube Music or whatever, and I didn't think they did like a wrap up, but they did. And apparently the song I've listened to the most, like the artist or whatever, is Ed Sheeran.
Oh God.
And,
I'm
like,
surprised.
I don't even. Well, maybe it's a shared account and that's what it is. But like, I was
What
like,
song
how
did it say?
Shivers?
What songs?
Shivers? Like that's like a new song.
Oh
Like, I
yeah,
didn't
this
know-
is a new one.
I was like, I didn't think I listened to that much.
Hey,
Like,
no, go.
no, I was like, he's not like one of my favorite artists, you know, like, so like, why have I listened to this song so much? But then I remembered I have a habit of leaving stuff running in the background. And like when I listen to a song, I'll listen to the same song over and over.
Yeah,
and over
no,
again.
we know you like to leave stuff running in the background.
Yeah.
We know. One of our episodes.
Like there's like ruins like the stats or whatever. Like
Just on Spotify, but yeah.
yeah, and like, oh, there's like this 35-year-old woman who's been obsessed with this one episode.
Hey, our average listener is a 35-year-old man or 40-year-old man. So, maybe it was nice to add a little balance to that.
They aged. We started off with the younger crowd. Now we're the olders.
Yeah, it's weird. Maybe they grew with us. They just aged in
Really
age.
fast.
quicker.
5
Listening
years
to
and
us.
like 5 months. Just
Yeah, they had a magic mushroom. They
yeah.
like grew right up.
Yeah.
Sorry. I was like, what would magic mushroom? And then I realized you meant like Mario
Yeah.
mushrooms.
Yeah, like Mario mushrooms.
Got it. Got
Got
it. I was
it.
a little slow there. I'm trying to think what concerts I mean, I find a lot of the times I like go to concerts and I kind of have to force myself to experience it. Like I love to like be like I'm here at this concert, but then like to actually like watch, I'm like, okay, I have to focus for an hour. Go. And
So
I find,
intense.
right?
Like stressful.
I did see Ed Sheeran in concert. And he forgot the words to a verse in A-Team and had to restart.
It happens. You know,
I
you're like,
know.
oh shit.
I have the video on my Facebook, and he was literally like, he was like, wow, I've performed that song thousands of times and I just forgot the words. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
At least
go
you know he's
back.
singing it live, right?
Yeah,
Like,
well, it was
Yeah.
just him, like him and a bunch of foot pedals. Like,
yeah, just
yeah,
him
so
and
he
a-
was just like doing like all of it almost, so like that was, I feel like that made it like entertaining, the fact that like you're watching him like do so much,
Yeah.
like he's not just playing guitar, he's not just singing, he's like having to keep track of all of those levels while doing it live in front of thousands of people.
Ooh, City in Color. That is a concert
Ooh.
I would like to go to. Yeah.
Hmm.
Almost every song is a good song. So it's
Nice.
a good one. Yeah. I'm trying to think. There's like so many artists I like adore, but like trying to think of them.
I know you like blank.
Yeah. I'm gonna see Jessica Hart in theater. Not
Oh my
theater.
gosh,
But
in
yeah,
February
theater
you
too.
might. Yeah. Because I
And-
might perform at my husband's show in Toronto. So that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Where is it going to be?
Adelaide Hall.
Adelaide Hall.
I will have to.
February what? Put it in your book.
February 25th, I believe. But if it's not, I will edit it here.
Just like cut it out.
I'm like February 26th.
Like a robot voice comes up.
Yeah. I think my favorite concert was when I saw Violent Femmes. They sounded exactly like they did 30 years ago. It was fucking weird. Because I was like, these are three guys that are old enough to be my dad. They look like they could have been my dad. And they sounded like they did 30 years ago. And you don't get that a lot with some bands. So do you guys know the Violent Femmes?
No.
Blister
But I
in the
know.
Sun?
No.
I would have to listen to like a song to know if I've ever heard it before.
Blister in the Sun was like probably their biggest one, but they also did a cover of Eep Op Ork Ah Ah for the Jetsons. No? Oh my god. Okay.
You'll have to like
sing it for you.
expand our musical horizons.
Yeah, no, they were I guess dad rock. I don't know. They're like
dad
punk.
rock.
They're like punk. Blister in the Sun is, about like being high and stuff, but it's like a really the fact that you guys don't know it.
I need you to listen.
I'm not disappointed.
I'm not disappointed in you.
Well, you guys are older than me, and this song's older than me. Okay.
Oh, I know this song.
Yes, you do. Okay. So you do know the song. Yeah. So I saw them live.
Oh, okay.
They have better songs. That was just their most like popular, catchy
most
one.
mainstream. Yeah.
And I'm a walking myself.
Yeah. See, I know that one.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. No, like you were saying, like some bands that sounded really good in their younger years, but 30 years later, not so much, would be like a favorite band of mine. They're still my favorite, but I just don't like their new stuff anymore because their sound is like completely different, which happens. Like you get older, shit happens, but
yeah. I mean, I saw clips of Taking Back Sunday at When We Were Young festival. Do you know Taking Back Sunday?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah. And they need to lower their songs. They didn't. But they probably should from now on because like just the pitch. It's like you just like that's usually what happens with older people. They have to pitch down their songs because they can't hit those like high parts anymore. And when you were an emo band in the early 2000s, it was all high parts and yelling. Yeah. So you just got to pitch it down a little bit. You just got to realize you can't. I mean, Brendan Urie, Panic at the Disco.
That guy.
Yeah, he can't even hit those notes anymore. He tries and he keeps trying. I don't know why. Just accept it. Sing better. I don't know.
Sing differently.
Well, it's just like just fix your arrangement. Like I don't think we need to hear the song exactly as it was recorded 15 years ago in order to enjoy the performance. If you need to pitch it or change it slightly for you to sound better performing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the moment you're trying to reach that belt or whatever, and your like voice is cracking and sharp and like you're losing it, and then the rest of the song you're barely able to sing, it's like you just ruined that whole performance. Like if you just pitched it down a little bit and you could hit that note, we're not going to be like, oh god damn, you didn't try to hit that belt. No, the audience is too busy hitting that note for you.
That's right. Don't worry about it. We can sing your song.
Don't worry about it. Like if those songs are like old enough and the audience is singing, we don't care. Just that's all I'm saying is you're supposed to be professional.
You're supposed
You're the one making the big bucks. I shouldn't have to tell you.
That's right. You should already know.
Here the fuck I am.
We paid good money to be here.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
I mean, that's where I get all my bad singing clips.
I'm not actually there. To be here on YouTube.
Also, fuck Ticketmaster.
Oh, fuck Ticketmaster.
I mean, I know we said that in a previous episode, but I think the concert episode is a good time to also say fuck Ticketmaster.
Yes.
Isn't there like another way to get tickets?
No.
Not anymore. A lot of the times they only go. You can't even buy them through the venue.
So StubHub was another avenue, but I'm pretty sure Ticketmaster bought them.
Yeah.
And it's like their sister now, so they're still getting that money. It's still Ticketmaster.
Well, and StubHub is generally just used for resale. Most
Yeah.
places don't put their tickets available on StubHub. People buy their tickets and then put them on StubHub. But StubHub used to be great for like buying, like, yeah, like if you went on like a day or two before a performance, you could find like cheap tickets that people that can't go anymore need to like get rid of and whatever else.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's all just Ticketmaster, unless it's a small local show. So
well, no, a Ticketmaster made it where you had to resell through them. You could not take your ticket anywhere else.
Yeah.
Because it's all electronic now. So now you have to resell through them, and then you have to pay a fee to resell through them, and then they still make a profit when they resell and charge a fee to the person who buys the ticket from the resell. They're tripling profit left, right, and center. They're just doubling down on the ticket
It's
price.
big business, right?
It is.
Yeah, it almost sounds like they have a monopoly on it, and I thought those were illegal.
They are. So they're actually getting sued because of the Taylor Swift scandal. Did you guys hear about that?
No,
yes, I did.
Her pre-sale? Okay, she had a pre-sale day. They fucked up. They were only supposed to give out 100 tickets or whatever and give these people the codes who ordered or whatever. Anyway, they made it wide open and like hours of people waiting, and obviously they didn't have enough tickets, and then they couldn't do a general sale because they just had nothing, and the price was like ridiculous. The price was up way more than what it should have been, and so
yeah, like some tickets were close to $10,000.
Yeah, and so
who has the money? Like, what are your jobs?
there is like
we don't have jobs. If you have $10,000 to go see a Taylor Swift concert, your parents have jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are their parents' jobs? I need to know.
So anyway, they're getting sued now. A lot of people, like a class action suit, like in the States. It's bad. And this wasn't the only concert that done that. Like the Blink-182 was bullshit. Shania Twain recently, there was a huge scandal with that. Like it's been going on for a while. But I guess T-Swift fans just really had enough, and now
they're very vocal on social media.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like, they'll let you know.
They're the younger generation.
Or like the concert that was before then, like last year, Nicki Minaj and like there was a huge concert in Toronto with Nicki Minaj and Drake and I forget who else. I forget what the concert was called. Apparently it happens every year. Anyway, again, tickets, as soon as they went on sale, they were sold out, and like thousands upon thousands of dollars for just one ticket. So it's been going on for a while, but I guess it just now.
Yeah.
And like the artists aren't getting all this money, right? Like
no. That's the thing, right? They set a ticket price, but Ticketmaster just charged whatever the fuck they wanted. Which is
because
bullshit.
They have the monopoly on it. And like the artists aren't gonna say shit because they're way too removed from that process. They're not even, it's their manager setting the price, who's talking to the booking agent, who's talking to the venue manager, who's then talking to Ticketmaster, who's then making the price. So like the artist is so far removed. This is where alienation becomes a problem. Alienation from your work. Because now these artists have the power to fucking fix this easily without this having to have even escalated this far.
Yeah.
But because they're so far removed from like the average person having to pay this exorbitant like ticket price because they're not even aware.
Yeah.
Then they're just like, oh, we just perform the show.
Which is
you know, like, and
we expect everything to go smoothly, and like all we are paid to do is just get on stage, sing, get off, right?
Yeah.
That's all they think. But really, there's like a bunch of little hands in the cookie jar right now.
And this is why it's good to support local music when possible, and local venues and local shows and all that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
And $20 and you can see like 5-6 local bands in a small, intimate, you know, gathering.
Yeah. No getting ran over.
Yeah.
No need to run out and then miss the concert because they wouldn't let you back in.
Yeah.
And generally the beers are cheaper at those fucking venues too. So, you know?
Drinks are so much cheaper. And you can have wings and nachos.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't have that at like Cops Coliseum. I don't remember any.
You can mingle with other fans in a safe, you know, capacity. Like
you can meet the bands. Yeah, they are so like, hey, like how's it going? And then they hang out with people. Like
Yeah.
it's very intimate and
Buy their merch, from them directly. Like, yeah. Well, it's merch is also like rich people merch, but like rich bands merch. Like not local bands, whatever else, but like when you go to a show nowadays, the merch is also so expensive. You're looking at
God, yeah.
$80 to $100 for a sweatshirt.
No,
For a fucking
more than that.
sweater?
It's $200 for a sweater, and it's $80 for a t-shirt. I'm not even fucking kidding.
I'm just going off the
Yeah.
the last place
time
I
you went.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before it was $80 a sweater and like $40 a t-shirt, but now double it. Just triple whatever you knew. And that's the price now.
So it's like you're like $5,000 into your ticket, another $400 on merch, another $200 on food and drinks, and then that's a good 2 hours of your time.
Yeah,
because
and then if you flew, don't forget if it's a really good concert that you want to see of someone famous, you flew, and you paid hotel.
Yep.
So that's
Yeah, no,
So,
I'll stick to $20 concerts.
Yeah.
That's
moral
but,
of the
like,
story:
at Max-
support local.
Yes.
yeah. Moral of the story: support local.
I'm just saying, there's so many local like bands that are awesome.
Yeah.
So
Remember when underground and indie bands were cool? Like
going to
bring it
Hesh
back.
Street bars and just like watching them all.
Yeah.
Oh, the younger years where Hesh Street wasn't as dirty as it is now. Wah, wah.
I think it was always dirty. We just never saw
We're
it.
just
because we were young and
ignorant.
we wanted
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It was always dirty though. Let's not lie. and
I
kid
mean,
ourselves.
although right now, like near Hess, there's like across from Hess is Doors, and Doors has great music scene.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I need to go there eventually when I'm willing to risk it.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm like, yeah. Like I'm pretty sure I got sick from working this weekend at one of the
Probably.
markets.
Mhm.
Yeah, because it's cold and flu season, right? And I handled money. I must have like touched my face,
Your face.
after
Yeah.
after
Scratch your
handling money.
nose or
Something,
whatever.
yeah. Because like you mask up and well, like it only does so much, and when everyone's coming and they're and they're
Did
not
you
masked.
see that new study about cold affecting nasal passages, and that's why people get sick more in the cold?
It like makes them smaller.
A new study came out that it actually causes like the mucous membrane or something to not pick up particles.
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is the particles just then pass through. So it's not like doing any of its defense.
Yeah, it's filtering. Yeah.
Yeah, your nasal usually filters, and the cold apparently, when your nose gets all red and cold and stuffy, is actually reducing the effectiveness of that, and that's why people tend to get more sick in the winter. Also, you know what prevents that? A mask.
Keeps your face warm.
Listeners,
And hand washing. You know what? People, like, I'm sorry. Like, are we back in kindergarten? Like, I have to teach people about hand washing too. Like, yes, and wear a mask, please. But basic hand washing would help. Like,
I just want to go to a concert, guys. Come on, get your shit together.
I know, like I can't even go to work. Like I need to make money and I can't because you guys are.
You don't want all these vaccines. Wash your fucking hands and wear a mask. Like that's it. And then like stay 10 feet away from me too.
Right.
That would
Stop
be good.
sending your kids to school.
Yeah, fuck that. Oh, don't get me started. Okay, my kid can have like just the minor cough and I keep him home, right? Just because I don't want to get other kids sick.
Yeah, we used to do that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, but then these people are like just hacking their like adults too. Like it's just, don't get me started.
Everyone sucks. The moral of the story is everyone's
That's
corrupt.
because they have the
can't
mindset.
have nice
The more cold
things.
you have, the healthier you're going to be.
No, it's not how it works.
I know. I'm like proof. I have like this really aggressive chest cold that I usually get pneumonia from twice a year before. I'm going to be better in like a day or two. It's been like
you know what
3
else
days.
is a myth?
What?
That if you take antibiotics, you get immune to them. That is not true. My son used to take antibiotics for prophylactic for rheumatic fever, and he was on them from age 7 till age 13, I want to say. And then for 3 years, because now he's finally starting to get sick. He was not sick. Like after he got off antibiotics, he was not sick.
It's not the buildup of antibiotics. It's you take antibiotics, but then don't finish your dose.
Yeah.
So you become resistant that way. Your disease does.
Well, that's what I was
Yes.
gonna say. I was gonna
Yeah.
say it's not an individual resistance; it's a generational
Yeah.
resistance.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we're like the next generation is gonna require more antibiotics than our generation, but generally, yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
individually do
Because-
that much.
But it like the virus gets to like, oh, this is like the antibiotics. It gets to
Yeah.
like learn from that because you don't finish the antibiotics, you don't kill it off, and then so it's like, oh, I'm going to get
It
stronger.
evolves.
Yeah.
It's
It does.
evolution. Like
Yes.
not just humans evolve. Like
Yes.
That's why the clap is like so aggressive right now, is because we talked about this in another episode. It's called the clap. I'm sure. Just go listen to
boom.
it. And it's because people aren't taking their antibiotics correctly and
Yes.
still banging everybody they come in contact with.
Right.
So
But yeah, so my cousin's doctor doesn't want to give antibiotics when her kid is sick because, and I quote, the doctor said, well, no, your body will become immune to them. So then no, you just need to fight through it.
Doctors
like-
don't know shit. Like
I'm like, it's a bacterial infection. Like, no, that it's not even viral, it's bacterial. You need an antibiotic. Like, viral, I could kind of see that, but not bacterial. You need an antibiotic. I don't give a fuck. Like, oh fuck. Just anyway.
yeah, doctors don't know shit. I'm 100% convinced. I'm perfectly healthy, guys. Can you tell?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, so I've given up on the medical system,
Yeah.
except for my kids, which I use it reluctantly.
Yeah. No, I'm never going to the hospital again.
Yeah, personally, never. If I
Yeah,
go to the
never
hospital, it's because
again.
someone else is dying.
Yeah. Like, yeah, it's
I don't go to the hospital, and I don't even send my kids to the hospital unless I absolutely know it's something I can't handle at home. But I mean, I've handled RSV at home. Like, I did not send Caleb to Mac because I knew they wouldn't do shit anyway. Not because of the hospital. It's not the hospital's fault. They're understaffed, and there's nothing they can do at this point because
Mhm.
there's no fucking funding. So, did it at home. I crushed Tylenol like a crackhead and, mixed it in with his food. And
Yeah, the only reason we worry is just because my son has epilepsy, so that's always med resistant epilepsy. So, if he sees it, it's always like, how long?
Yeah.
we just
yeah.
Just duct tape. If you can't fix it with duct tape, then it's the hospital. And unfortunately, that's all of my kids' diseases is not duct tape fixable, right? Like,
Damn it.
damn it. And like, like the other last week or whatever, Don Marie was talking about, oh, like now when you get faxed, you have to pay for that. Like,
Mhm.
I just experienced that the first time, like a couple days ago, $120
Yep.
for just 2 prescriptions being faxed to our pharmacy.
The pharmacist. Yep. Isn't
And that's
that
not
bullshit?
including. That's not including because my province doesn't have like prescription support, so like we still have to pay out of pocket the prescriptions, and like that's another thing why I need to go back to Ontario.
Well, and it's hilarious because provincial healthcare can literally pay for that. The reason the hospital, like doctors and stuff, are able to charge for that is just because it's not paid for under their provincial health plan.
Exactly.
So if, like, say in Ontario specifically, I'm just talking from what I know, the Ontario government ended up getting sued over sick notes because it was considered an infringement on people's rights to have to pay for a sick note to be excused from work. So work could ask for sick notes, but doctors couldn't charge for them for a bit. And then eventually works couldn't ask for sick notes anymore. But it's basically all the provincial government needs to do is include that in the OHIP plan at a reduced rate, and then doctors wouldn't charge for that shit.
Yeah.
So like if they just paid, they're like, oh, $5, $10 a fax, and then doctors don't have to charge for that, and they just know every fax they get $10, whatever, and it's just like they don't. So much of our provincial healthcare is not actually covered. It's like cool. You can go to a hospital. And that's about it.
15 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one reason the hospitals are so full, because
because
That's the only place you can go.
Yeah, because family doctors are now becoming more and more privatized. Like everything you have to pay for. Notes. If you need a form filled out from a doctor, you have to pay for that. And I mean, they can go up to like $200 per form to pay for.
Yeah.
Like that's
Our, like,
ridiculous.
Our universal healthcare is becoming not very universal, and
No, because it's up to the provinces.
And our taxes aren't going to what they're supposed to be.
No, they're going to taking over the green belt here in Ontario. So
yeah.
Don't get me started on that. Okay, we try.
Next episode.
I know we don't have time. Next episode is complaining about big
the fucking
bills.
Government.
Yeah, every episode is complaining with the government. But with
this episode will be landlords, developers, and the green belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to remember that because I didn't write it down.
Or just listen to this goddamn episode, but like, okay.
Well, do we have any other concerts we want to talk about?
We sort of stayed on topic.
We
Not
did
really.
for the most part. We kept kind of coming back, and we always end up with ranting about political, shit. But if only, the government helps make, entertainment more freely accessible. I think that would be. I think entertainment has always been a public infrastructure.
Yeah.
Look back in Greece and shit, in the Colosseum, and they had all the fights and shit. Like
that was paid by the king. Or whatever they
yeah,
had.
that's what I'm saying. It was like entertainment was part of like government
bread?
funding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got vegetables.
Why don't we get that now? Why don't we get that now, government?
Give us our way of life less than what it used to be.
That's literally it. We work more and we enjoy less.
That's our life. Like we have not evolved at all. We just have warmer sweaters.
And this is why we drink. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to check us out on all our all of our platforms. Just search Opinionated Lushes. We usually pop up.
That's good.
That's good. Awesome.
That's good.
And keep an ear out on our Twitter and stuff because we are like super popular right now. We're like hot in demand. So we are going to be guest appearing on a variety of different genres of podcasts. So if you want to keep up to date with that, follow us on our Twitter.
All right. Have a good night.
Good night, guys.